Hello students, amidst this COVID-19, I think it's been so difficult for you for your regular preparations and also for attending your classes. So let me come up with a little bit a smaller study plan for how to read pharmacology within this remaining time, within for example some 5 months or 6 months, how much time it is going to be there. We're just going to deal with a certain set of students who have not yet touched pharmacology or who have completed some percentage of pharmacology, or certain students who have completed pharmacology and who are waiting for revising it in the later time. So we are going to include all these different types of students for further analysis. Let's talk about the question analysis. What type of questions is going to be asked, and how many percentage of questions there is going to be weightage, and what are the different processes in that. As we can see in this tabular column, we have 3 different grades of questions. Total for consider, I'm talking about pharmacology alone. You can also apply this for other subjects also, but subject experts will be explaining that to you in a detailed manner. So for pharmacology alone, here we have 60% of questions. Our total number of 100% can be classified into 60, 20 and 20. 60% of the questions can be read from any materials, and majority of the people is going to answer those 60% of the questions, which means you should be able to write down all the different 60% of the questions from individual subjects without any mistake in it, considering the negative mass which is going to be included. So you shouldn't try not to make any kind of mistakes in these 60% of the questions, because these questions are going to be very much basic in nature. Basic pharmacology is the one which this questions is going to be asked, and no major complications is going to be there in those questions. It can be read from any materials, but how to further analysis that? Self preparation itself is enough for answering all those 60%. E-materials, or if you go for a test series, which is going to be a must as before going for the examinations. The major issue with the exams is majority of the students which I have faced, they are talking about time management. That's what the major issue. Please make sure you manage your time well. You allot time for every individual questions, or you allot time for every 50 questions or 25 questions, like that. Every individual, if you allot time for an individual question, you might face some pressure while answering those questions. So instead you can keep time for 25 or 50 set of questions. We'll be dealing with that in detail later on. So if you manage to put these 60% of the questions correct, if you think so that it is going to be correct, you are going to have an assured seat, and I am very much confident in that, and you please be confident in that. Clear? So the basic issue is how to answer those 60% of the questions. Clear? Now, what about the next level? How do I get the assured dream seat? First, you want medicine, or you want surgery, or you want OG or pharmacology example. If you want any seat in particular, how do I target it? 60% is not going to be fetching you your dream seat, so you need to push up your leap a little bit forward. So we have to go for the next 20% of the questions. These 20% of the questions, not majority can answer, only some of the people can answer those questions, right? So if you are going to answer those questions correctly, those positive marks is going to gain an extra leap, is going to add up your marks, it is going to add up your rank as much as possible. And these kind of questions cannot be available from your regular materials or from your basic preparations from your undergraduate times. We need certain class materials, right? Like additional points, certain extra points which might be of target, because these kind of things can be explained from the previous year questions example, like that. So from these class materials, these questions is going to be asked, but how to read those? We have to attend the classes, right? But that's what lacking as per your COVID-19 is concerned, because we couldn't have a time to land up in a live class, but we have God's grace, we have lots of online platform. We can learn anywhere at any point of time. So please make use of that. Please make use of your comfortable environment where you're going to study it up, whether it's in your home or it's in your hostel or anywhere else, wherever you feel comfortable with. Also, handwritten notes is going to be a major point whenever you are going to answer those 20%. Why? Because these 20% of the questions which I'm talking about right now are especially based on you getting more confused of. We have certain topics in pharmacology, not only in majority different topics, many different subjects. We have certain topics where people get confused a lot, right? This for that or that for this. These kind of confusing areas are the one where this 20% of the questions is going to be targeted on. So these kind of things, in order to prevent confusion, you have to write down those things in your handwritten form, so that it is easier to recall, it is easier to remember, it is not easy to confuse you. So I better go for, I advise you to go for handwritten notes for a better outcome. But even if you have, because time is just 5 months or 6 months, time is not enough for handling those handwritten notes. Even if you are going with re-materials, please be sure, please make it thorough, that every individual point in your re-materials you can pinpoint at which page or at which position is going to be there in your notes. You have to be very much clear in that. And also regular test series, which is going to fetch at any point of time, it is going to be useful at any point of time. So this is the last, that's it about the 20% of the questions. What about the last 20% of the questions? These questions only very minimal people can answer, not majority can answer. It is going to push up your rank above many different persons which you are going to target on. This is not from your regular books, it is not from your classes, it is going to be from your reference articles. Right? For even a majority of the classes will not be covering it up this. They might be saying that it has come under the topic which we have dealt, but of course this 20% of the questions we would have not dealt in clear. So this kind of questions is going to be from the reference articles for individual topic. But how do we fetch those? We have to attend the classes, and we have to go for handwritten notes, we have to go for mock tests, and we have to follow updates by subject faculties, because that is a majority of the topics, like the recent updates or any older drugs newer indication or older drugs newer adverse drug reactions. These kind of points, as the time gets updated, it is not going to be covered up by the classes. For consider if a topic has been recorded by around March, and if a famous drug is going to be banned by June, and how do we take that point to you? We put it up in a common platform. So in those platforms, this kind of updates is going to be put up, and those kind of updates you have to write it down in your notes itself. So please make sure just before the exams, for example, if you are planning to go for a revision, when you go for a revision, please make sure you are going through only one and only your notes and nothing else. Please don't think like this kind of I have seen a flowchart. Let the flowchart be in my mobile, and while revising I will go through that pictures in the mobile. Please don't do that. Take down that flowchart in your notes and make sure that you are going to read only your notes alone. Except for pathology or certain clinical scenarios, we have to see some pictures, and certain other things we have to keep it up in your system or in your any other screens. But rest of the things you have to note it down in your notes, because that is how it is going to, that's how you can remember a lot of things. And if you follow these kind of things, there is a probability of your dream seat in your dream institution. Consider if you are aiming for any better seat in an institute, you can aim for this 20% of the questions. Not only 20% of the questions, you have to go through 60, 20 and also this 20. So probable negatives and probable positives, there is more probability of you to get ended up in a better institution, which you always dreamed of. Clear, guys? So what is a final take in it? Please make sure you don't do any mistakes in these 60% of the questions. Clear? If you find any questions difficult for you, basic questions, but you couldn't find the answer for that, better leave it, because we can't tolerate a negative mark in that. Clear? And what about this 20% and 20%? If you find a question which is going to be right, please go for it, because it is going to pull up your rank to a very much extreme. Now, how and what to study as per your pharmac is concerned. How to study? First of all, again, I'm going to talk about notes taking. Certain topics, if you find difficult while reading in your materials, you just write it down in your own flowchart. Please use your imagination, put a flowchart, draw a flowchart by yourself, draw a diagram by yourself, or put a mnemonic by yourself. Please do something by yourself, because that is how you're going to remember a lot of things. Clear? The next one, flowcharts, as I've already explained. Put a flowchart by yourself, right? So if you find a material, if in your materials there is some theory is going to be there for a single page, and if you find that the full theory is very difficult to remember or difficult to understand, convert it into a flowchart by yourself, right? Because that is going to make you remember a lot of things again and again, I'm saying. Now, what about the newer drugs as per pharmac is concerned? Please be clear, majority of the NEET PG questions is not going to target your newer drugs, clear? Except for the institutes exams like your AIIMS, PGI or GMR especially, lots of newer drugs is going to be asked. What to study as per your newer drugs is concerned? These newer drugs which I am talking about, past 5 years, at least we have to remember past 5 years newer drugs which has been approved by the FDA or CDSCO or any other platforms. So these kind of newer drugs, you have to remember first thing, the name of that drug, the mechanism of that drug and the indication of that drug. These three are minimum qualification for reading those newer drugs, clear? So adverse drug reactions, very least probability of getting these kind of questions being asked, because newer drugs, these 3 points are very much important. The name, mechanism and the indication of these drugs, clear? What about the updates, recent updates? As I've already explained, older drugs, new adverse drug reactions, you have to remember that. Older drugs, new indication or new contraindication, you have to remember that, you have to study that. What about the newer drugs which is getting approved on FDA, on CDSCO, and also for institutional treatment policy, AIMS, JIPMER, PGI, they used to have a different treatment policy for individual diseases. So, is there any change in their institutional treatment policy? We have to know that. So, these kind of updates are going to be there, especially one and only for your institutional exams. NEET PG, mostly they don't target on these kind of areas. One or two, maximum two questions is going to be asked from newer drugs. All the other things is going to be targeting especially on the knowledge of your understanding, the depth of your understanding. They are going to test how you are not going to be easily confused, whether you are easily confused or not. If you are easily confused, you are not going to run the race. If you are not easily confused, if you are clear cut in your thoughts, you are the first in that race itself. Clear? Now, how to study pharmac as a whole? All the different topics in pharmacology I have classified into three different classes: red topics, yellow topics, and green topics. Each topic will be containing 5 different complexes. Red topics: general pharmacology, autonomic nervous system, cardiovascular system, central nervous system, and antibiotics. All these are red topics. Yellow topics, we have autocoids, hormones, diuretics, blood, and anti-cancer drugs. Green topics includes respiratory, anesthesia, GIT, immune system, and miscellaneous topics. Anesthesia, I am talking about pharmacology alone. In pharmacology, anesthesia is going to be a green topic, whereas anesthesia, if you see it as a separate subject, it is going to be an important one. As per pharmacology, only least questions is going to be asked, and that too, majority of the questions will be studied from your anesthesia itself. What is the importance of classifying it into 3 different areas: red topics, yellow topics, and green topics? These topics are must read for all this, for any of these students, any of the renowned guys who is sitting before needs to read as per pharmac is concerned, because majority of the questions is going to be asked from these 5 different topics. The next grade of importance we go for these yellow topics, the last grade of importance we go for these green topics. Clear? We can apply it in a different manner also. So, consider you are revising for an exam, and if you couldn't find for that find time for revising, you can opt for revising especially the red topics alone, because that's what majority of the questions is going to be targeted on. If you have no time, for example, I'm saying consider this is to say within 1 week or within 10 days you are going to face your NEET PG exams, and you have not touched a single topic in pharmac. So, now you need to have a wind up of at least some topics which might be useful for your exams. Go for this red topics. Clear? So, instead of wasting time in other topics, you can go for the red topics. Of course, it is going to fetch you at least the minimum number of questions which you are going to face. Clear? Now, we are going to classify the students, we are going to categorize the students in which position you are going to be there, right? Based on the preparation, these are your individual marks or individual points which I am going to classify. Based on individual preparation, if you have not started it, consider you are going to have 1 point. If we have completed less than 10%, 2 points, 10 to 50% completion of the syllabus, 3%, 50 to 80%, 4 points, and more than or equal to 80%, 5 points. Clear? We can't actually know what the syllabus is actually, but based on the let's look into your notes, how much of notes you have completed. Based on that, we can easily classify that. The next one, your confidence level. Confidence level, if it is critical, 1, minimal, 2, low, moderate, and high. We have classified into 5 different areas. How do we classify into critical and minimal? Consider, for example, I am saying while I was preparing for my NEET PG exams, I am very much poor, especially in dermatology. Actually, I feel anxious whenever I study. I think of dermatology because I have not studied even a single topic in dermat. Actually, I have left that topic for my exams. It was a very bad decision which I have taken. But unfortunately, I just came out with that exams because only 1 question was asked directly from dermat. Other 2 or 3 questions were asked, but I just tried to put it out with the relations which it had with medicine and also it had with pharmac. So I just tried to find out which the answer was. So for me, at that position, if you have asked me what is your confidence level in dermat, I would have said it has been critical. Clear? We can easily classify it as, consider I am going to give 10 questions of pharmac, random questions I am going to give. You are not going to see the questions, but before giving the questions, I am going to ask you, how many questions do you think you can answer this 10? What number it is that divided by 2, and that is the point in which you are going to land up in. Clear? If you say that I am ready to answer around 8 questions out of 10, that's what your confidence level is, you are in moderate level. Concept clearer? Now, the next one, revision plan. if you are planning to do a revision or not. No, there is no revision plan for you because time is not there. Consider you are having 1 point. Revision, you are thinking of revising only important topics to 1 complete revision, 2 complete revisions and 3 complete revisions. Clear? So I hope you have come up with the total points of these three different areas: preparation, confidence level and your strategy, revision strategy. So based on that, if you are less than or equal to, if the points is less than or equal to 5, you are in level 1. If the points is 5 to 10, we can consider you are in level 2. If the points is 10 to 15, consider you are in level 3. Why did we classify it in 3 different levels? We are going to explain individual study plan for individual level students in few seconds. Clear? So level 1 students, how many days you should prepare, what are the different topics you should prepare for, what are the how much time you should spend for red topics, yellow topics, green topics, all these things we are going to see in few minutes. Clear? This is what I was explaining. So level 1, so if you come under the class category of level 1, red topics you should have to spend 4 to 5 days, yellow topics 2 to 3 days minimum, green topics 2 to 3 days, as an overall 8 to 10 days you have to spend for studying the pharmacology alone. Not more than that. Less it is going to be better for you, but if you are in level 1 and if you have spent less than 8 days or 10 days for pharmac, I think you are rushing it up a little bit. Clear? Now, what about level 2 students? Level 2 guys, you can spend 3 to 4 days for red topic because that's the major area, 1 to 2 days each for yellow topics and green topics. Level 3 students, 2 to 3 days for red topics, 1 to 2 days for yellow topics and 1 to 2 days for green topics again. So as an overall, if you are under level 1, spend at least a time of 10 days for pharmac, because pharmacology questions, if you are ready to answer pharmacology questions, it will give you a little bit advantage of answering medicine related questions, medicine, OG, pediatrics. Majority of the questions you can find out the answers easily, or we can also say at least you can rule out 2 possibilities in that options based on the knowledge which you have gained in pharmac. Clear? And that's why I always say spend a little bit more time, not more time, because it is not going to be that much. Pharmacology is going to be voluminous subject and it will just swallow up majority of your time. Please don't spend a lot of time in it. Please don't get addicted to it. Instead, you can follow these different time setups alone. Clear? On an average, you can go for 8 days if you are level 2 students, or if you are under level 3 students, you can spend an average of 5 days for finishing up pharmacology. That's it. Clear? Revision is going to be a different area. Revision as fast as possible, it is going to be useful for you. Clear guys? In order to help this, we are going to start a leaderboard in Dr. Tutorials. We are already started, it's running. We have planned it, we have planned to do pharmacology for every first and third Saturday, starting from August till the end of December. So please don't start to study based on this particular topic. You go with your own plans. I am just going to give up certain topics here. So before this topic, consider August 1, general pharmacology is there. If we have finished pharmacology before, if we have set aside pharmacology for the revision alone, I don't want you to read general pharmacology again for the for 2 or 3 days. No, just before the leaderboard, just go through your notes. Right, just for around 1 hour, maximum of 1 hour, just go through your notes regarding general pharmacology alone, and you just attend the leaderboard. That is going to be helpful. So in that leaderboard, again the answers is going to be put and the key is going to be put up in the website itself, and in that website, if you find any newer points, any newer answers, please take down in your notes itself. Clear? Because at the final, that notes is going to, you are going to read up only your notes and nothing else. Clear? Similarly, August 15, cardiovascular system. September 1st Saturday and 3rd Saturday, we are going to talk about CNS and ANS. October 1st Saturday and 3rd Saturday, we have autocoids, hormones, respiratory, diuretics and GIT. We can simply say the yellow and green topics, we are going to cover it up in October, just as a gap in between. November 1st and 3rd Saturday, we have antibiotics, anti-cancer, immune system and blood. December 1st Saturday, we are going to go for the grant test only for yellow and green topics. Whereas December 3rd Saturday, we are going to go for grant test, which is for red topics alone. Clear? So this is how we are going to deal with. This is what the plan is currently. So I hope you follow it. It is going to be useful for you, because if you follow this, if you go through these individual topics, just revise these topics 1 hour before this questions is going to be put up. Finish off the questions, read the answers, take it down in your notes. There is no need for revision in your last time. Clear? Because that's what the current plan is. So you don't need to put a separate time for a revision. Clear guys? So I hope everyone will be very much good in your preparation. Please don't get fed up, because joint studies, there is going to be issue here. You are going to be locked up in your home. There is going to be minimal exposure. You don't know how your peer group is performing. You have very minimal confidence boosters. So try to gain confidence by yourself. Please don't get depressed. There is a probability, because this is the high time. August, September, October, November, these 4 months are going to be an extremely high time. Majority of these students will end up in depression. I don't want that, because you are one of the few guys who have survived this COVID-19. Consider you are one in millions, because million people have been just passing on, and you are being selected to survive. You are being selected to proceed further to the next year. I hope you are something special. Please keep that in mind and proceed further. All the very best for your exams, guys. Thanks a lot.